All right, we're going to jump right into this. This is going to be a 20 to 30 minute workout, depending how fast you go. This took me about 30 minutes when I edited out the rest periods. I thought this was actually pretty tough. I tried to make this kind of simple as far as just 3 different circuits, 2 exercises each circuit. Right now, you're just kind of seeing me just warm up just with some body weight squats. You're going to see me do some drop step lunges. Pretty quick warm up because I kind of gradually warm up into this. In this first sequence, you're going to see me kind of go a little bit higher reps as I'm kind of feeling this. But this is all purely just with all you need is a Total Gym or Ultimate Body Works and body weight. I didn't use anything else. There's no weight. I'll talk about this later. I really don't think you need much weight, to be honest with you guys. A lot of you guys ask about, like, do you need to weight this thing down to work legs? I worked my legs pretty good, and I could have definitely worked them harder if I really wanted to. But I think this was really adequate. So I'm just doing some drop step lunges. Again, just some body weight deep squats. All the equipment, as always, is linked down below. I got the handlebars I'll be using later on. They're going to be linked down below because you might want a good pair of handlebars you can kind of slip your feet into for an exercise later. I mess around with the heights a little bit, especially after the first set. After I kind of feel it out, I'll mess with the heights. The height of the actual incline, of the actual machine. Right now, you're going to see me jump into, this is the most kind of riskiest thing. I had a whole video on this. I love doing this exercise, kind of like a modified deadlift. Although I say this, it looks very easy the way I kind of jump on it, but it's very easy to kind of get hurt on this. So if you want to if you have some dumbbells or you have something on the ground you want to pick up, you can modify it just by doing some, like a deadlift, just a general deadlift. To do this kind of properly, and by the way, I have, you guys can't see it, but on this machine, I actually have the bungee cables attached. I don't now, but later on this first set, the majority of this work, I had the bungee cables attached, except for the last circuit. So keep that in mind if you guys want to. But what I'm really focusing on this, as I said in the previous video, do not move your arms too much. You have to be really fixed when you get on and get off this thing. Keep your arms locked out. Any movement in your arms, you're gonna flip off. Keeping your feet parallel. And what you want to do on this one is, a couple times you'll catch me doing it wrong. You want to think about throwing your hips back, but also kind of sinking down a bit. I'm really thinking about my hips going back as I'm doing this, because you'll have a natural tendency to want to like lean and reach, and a couple times I do that. But I'm really thinking about sinking my hips backwards. It almost feels like you're kind of going down, but not really. What you're doing here is working, you feel this in your lower back, you feel this in your glutes and your hamstrings. Really, with all these things really, but especially with this exercise, really focus on the tension and what you're doing. I think I did roughly like 25 there. And this one, you can't notice it here. I actually love this exercise, by the way, but I was really feeling it. After I did that 25, which felt pretty easy, kind of like a little warm up, I'm putting the straps on right here. But this little, I call it maybe like a prone squat on the machine. I'm really, it's more the balls of my feet that are on there. My heels are kind of off the machine because it's the actual platform's not that big. This one feels great, especially going into the next one. But I was actually really feeling it. My quads were kind of burning pretty intense. So I think I was trying to hit a higher number than I planned, but I stopped short around like maybe 15. So I think after this first set of this sequence, which I do 4 sets of this first circuit, I'm mindful about how that felt, and I'm kind of being careful with it. Now you could definitely, with this, like I said, it took me about 30 minutes. Later on, I started taking some rest periods. I didn't rest longer than 30 seconds, but feel free to take longer rest periods. I mean, you could, if you want to do more reps and work your legs a little bit more, you can do that. Part of this is because I'm going a little bit faster because I don't want to like burn up so much, time. I want to make this efficient for you guys, but I also don't want to have too much video playback. So you guys feel free with all these things to just, focus, do more repetitions, focus on a certain pattern. If you want to make it harder, for some of these later, you can actually add weights if you wanted to, like these little lunge patterns I'll do later. But this sequence right here, like the way I just did it, I think I've definitely felt this. And for a lot of people that say like, well, you need extra weight, you're definitely getting resistance. I mean, you're getting resistance from your body weight, you're getting resistance from the incline of the sled, you're getting some resistance from the bungee cables. Not all you guys have those, but even on a Total Gym, you guys can, some later Total Gyms, more expensive ones, you can actually put weights on. You can also get your own bands to kind of fasten them to the actual machine too. So that's it with this sequence. You're going to see some cuts of me jumping in, just taking a little bit of a rest. So if you see me kind of doing it, that's what I'm doing. Again, not more than 30 seconds. But you'll see as this workout goes on, I thought this was a good workout, to be honest. And all these workouts will be different. But just keep that in mind as we go along. I don't know if I said this, but again, if you're interested in this machine, I'll put links down below for the machine. I'll put links to the actual handlebars if you guys are curious. But I'll shut up until I get to the next set of exercises. All right, so the reason I was kind of shooting for 4 sets for the first 3 circuits, I wanted to go all the way to the end, but the last one I went to 3 sets. You can definitely do 4 sets. You can do 2 sets, but I thought 4 is a nice rep range. Since again, there's not any big resistance, so I kind of up the frequency a little bit as far as repetitions go. But this one, I start lowering the actual reps a little bit here. Still do 4 sets of this circuit, but just a single leg squat, where the top leg is on top, the bottom leg is trailing down below. I like to kind of make sure my side of my body is pretty sideways to the machine. Again, not all these things are going to fit. If this is kind of too low, I mean, there's been days in the past where I know where I've done this and it doesn't hurt my knee, but I'm like, it's a little bit of kind of uncomfortable. I'll shorten that range of motion, do something different. So you can modify this, and realize not everybody's going to be totally the most comfortable exercise, but do what you guys can. You certainly can modify it with certain ranges of motion. This would be an opportunity, because I'm not going to do it in this set of workouts. In this particular workout, you could just lie on your back and do the basic squat if you wanted to in place of this one, or just again anything else that's kind of like a squat pattern. You could do that in here. But again, I think this was good. I think I start raising it as we go along the next few sets, but I'm just really shooting for that knee, kind of just tracking over the direction of my big toe, basically. Really trying to focus as the knee gets above the hip. That's when you really can engage the glutes. So focusing a lot on your glutes, hamstrings, definitely quads, but a lot of glutes and quadriceps in this particular exercise. And I think, again, I'm being mindful about not adding too much reps, because I know this is coming next. This was kind of tough. I mean, you don't have to jump over something. You can jump over the actual machine, but I'm counting to 12 as I'm doing this. I'm just trying to do a full set of 12. Doesn't have to be super fast. You'll see, especially as the sets go on, I'm taking some little breaks in here. Definitely just shooting for 12 in my head. You guys can certainly do this. You could rapid fire this if you want to. It's all up to you how you guys want to do it. But you can see the different way you approach even this exercise might give you guys a little different stimulus. I mean, I was feeling it, pretty good as these sets were going along. All right, so this next sequence and circuit, I was really looking forward to this, to be honest, because that last one I definitely was pretty burnt out. It got me kind of tired. So this is why I was planning on 4 sets, and just like I was like, I'm done. This is good enough for me. Which I think you guys should think of. You should think of that approach. Don't try and force out stuff just because you have to. I mean, it's good to hit some goals and stuff, but don't feel like, and if you don't feel it, don't feel it. Make this enjoyable, make it sustainable. That's the important thing. That's why I love doing the Total Gym or the Ultimate Weider Works, because they're fun, it's simple, right? So I'm jumping into this one. I did a whole video about this glute exercise. I think it's great. This first set, you notice I have the bungee cables on. After this first set, I didn't like the way it was kind of feeling. It was kind of pulling me a certain direction, so kind of it was forcing my leg forward a lot that I didn't like. So after this set, I take it off. But I was a little still burnt out from that last one. I think I only do like 10 or 12 repetitions, but as on the third set, I do a little more. But basically 10 to 15 sets is fine. I mentioned this in the video when I first did this, but you can do this a few different ways depending on where you're kind of kicking your leg back. Again, I'm just kind of going by feel. You could even do this straight leg, but definitely this is working, glutes, hamstrings a lot. But as I already said before in this video, really focus on the actual muscles that are working. A huge part of this is, thinking about the muscles working, feeling that muscle stretch as that leg comes up, and then thinking of that muscle contract, like in your glutes, as you're kind of kicking that back. And again, I think you can see how easy it is if you guys watch these sets, how easy it is for me to just slip my foot in there and do it. It really doesn't feel that cumbersome at all, which is why I picked these. There's a lot of different exercises you can do with this, with the Total Gym or Weider Works, that I just think they're good. They're okay exercises, but I like stuff that's simple. I like stuff that I feel. If something just feels awkward or it's too cumbersome, I just won't do it. I just like stuff that's kind of easy to transition to, which is what I like. Notice too, when I have these attachments, I never put the little clamps in. I just, it's pretty easy to go from the top handlebars down to the next one. But this is one that you could wait if you wanted to add some more intensity. In fact, almost with all these circuits, if you wanted to switch the order up of these, you definitely could do that. There's not a magical reason behind it. So I would recommend doing that. But you could hold dumbbells, you could hold an extra weight in here. Again, this is one that, even though I have no weight, and the culmination of all the work I did to my legs, this was fine. And I was being a little lazy. I probably could have done a little more, but I think I go from like 10 to 12 repetitions on all these, and that was fine with me. So I'll let this one play out, and I'll kind of, again, touch base after this next video or end of this last circuit here. All right, guys, so I'm about finishing up this workout, and I thought it was a good workout. I thought this was perfect, and you'll see every workout that I put on here will be unique and different. I mean, you might see some other exercises. I'm just noticing now that little action figure. My son's right down there. But at any rate, if you guys learned anything from this, if you liked any part of this, it's always appreciated if you guys could give this video a thumbs up. It's definitely helpful to me. If there's any feedback you guys have, whether that's something as simple as like, well, I want the camera angle different, or you don't like the way certain things are shot, or you want to see more exercises or more workouts, literally anything that can help me kind of make this better, or to make you guys, just give you guys what you want basically, definitely don't hesitate to ask. Again, all the links for I'll put the links for how to get one of these type of things or anything else down below, as well as the straps. If there is anything else, the workouts obviously would be down below too. In the near future, I'm going to be posting just the whole routine. I'll do a whole video on just like routines and things, about a good basic routine to kind of follow that's kind of similar to this. This video will be kind of posted kind of late, but I probably won't post any workout stuff until next week if you guys are following this. Maybe I might do something else, but it won't be a total gym thing because I'll be traveling out of town for the weekend. But definitely let me know if you guys have any questions and comments. And as always, I always appreciate you guys for watching, especially if you got all the way to the end of this video. I definitely really appreciate it. Thanks again.